Okay, we are back, we are back, we are back. So, in the last video, we were actually able to get the project to not only compile, but run, and we were able to hit one of the API endpoints, which was just a test API endpoint. But from our browser, we were able to go into the Docker container, hit that API endpoint, get the status 200 code, and it was all working. So now what we want to do is be able to go in and hit the non-test API endpoint. So we're going to be trying to go in, see if we can do a post request to uh, this specific endpoint, which will allow us to be able to query for an ad. So this triggers off a large chain of events, and I'm not sure that everything is actually set up properly, so it probably won't work, and we're probably going to need to do a lot of troubleshooting, but that'll be fine. So here, let me make myself a little bit smaller, and let's get into it. So in our last video, we got all of this up and running. Now let me do the Docker compose up again. Just Docker compose up, and then we'll try to hit that test API endpoint once more and make sure that everything is still good. Then, all right, so BitEngine is running. Let's do it again. BitEngine is still running. Okay, I like the look of that. Okay, so now what do we want to do? We want to now, instead of doing the test, which is down here, we want to go up and try to hit this one. So it's going to be a post request, and so we need to actually fill out the body for this. These two actually going to be, so placement ID should match up with the ad placement. So let's close out a lot of these. We're doing some troubleshooting. We don't need this one right now. So let's try to go in and find campaign. So it would be an ad. Rule type, title. It would not be this one. It would be one of these, I believe. Which one would type be? Created at campaign, so that's just a foreign key. Rule type, rule value. Let me go in, and instead we can try to figure out where this is actually used. So select winning bid. Can we just go there? No doubt. Great. Okay. Here we go. So now we are. Oh. Can I go here? No. Okay, great. I'm so glad that this VS Code is so helpful. All right, I will find bid selector myself. There we go. And which function are we actually looking for? Select winning bid asynchronous. Okay. So it's this one. And we're looking at the request object, logging placement ID. So we want to find where placement ID actually is used. We have request, matches targeting rules. Okay, so it might be in there. User ID. Okay, so matches targeting rules. Let's see about this ID value. So if we don't have any targeting rules, rules by type here, request.device type. Now, is that what it's trying to do here? Is device type instead of what was the other one? Instead of, come on, where did it go? This is, needs to go down. Instead of placement ID. So we might have a mismatch between placement ID and device type. So what are we getting here? Rules by type. So this is going to be in my, which one? Bid selector, not this one. Device type. I don't think. Okay, this is bid request. Okay, bid request here should have a response bid request, placement ID, okay. And device type. Okay, well, there's that, I guess. Country code. And age, okay. So let's try to fill out send a post request. So we are going to need to do a curl command, right? I want to send a post request to my local host container, and I want to hit this API endpoint, hit this API endpoint, and the request can have these fields. Okay. So like this, like this. Now I'm going to copy and paste the bid request because this is what the fields that I want. Do this here to say which API endpoint I want. Okay. So we're going to come up here and do that and press go. Oh, I should have said I wanted it curl, but that's whatever. Is it even going or what? Use curl. Maybe later. All right. Okay, so we want content. Let's look at this. Doing a post to 8081. Yep, that makes sense. Content type is going to be application JSON, okay? And then we're going to have user ID, homepage banner, US, mobile, and now kind of the interesting ones, which are, so bid request here. We're going to have this one, user attributes. So this is going to be a dictionary, key value, both string, so string, and then object can be anything. Okay, so it can be a Boolean. 25, assume gender is male 80, female 20, and that's according to the confidence. Yep. Okay, so let's do this. I need to open up a new terminal window. Okay. And now paste in here. And we'll see which errors we get, because we're probably going to get errors. So go. Internal server error. There we are. Woohoo! Yeah. Where? That's the question. Okay. Oh, there's a lot. Okay. Boom. Copy you. And paste you into there. Hopefully it's too big. Darn. Maybe later. Really? It's too big? Okay, do we have to? No, we're not going to do this ourselves. This is too much. Are there any like simple ones that I can see? So here, failed executing DB command. Select here from CSC, okay. Failed executing this this command. So we're not able to execute the commands. Relation campaign does not exist. So is it not able to get my I'm thinking that it's not able to actually get my it's going to come down to, so if I go like this, is this one okay? No, fine. How many can I do? Okay. This should be okay. There we go. Okay. And obviously I know that I could use the agentic model, but I'm trying to kind of go through it, and that way I can also learn a little bit while we're doing this. Okay, so yeah, it's not able to get to Postgres. It's not liking this. Postgres responds with campaigns does not exist. Database not initialized. Okay, your container started Postgres, but the schema hasn't been created. Okay, so how do I fix it? .NET EF migrations add. So I have this here, okay? Here, okay? It's in database migrations, and I have this SQL thing. So use SQL init scripts. In my Docker Compose, I mounted this. That means any SQL file that migrations, okay, will run when Postgres first starts. Add a script like this, but it is there. Restart Postgres with a fresh volume and run the init scripts. Like this. I already have an SQL file. Whoops. Copy here. So why did it not work? Okay, so you already have a proper SQL schema file, but Entity Framework Core was still throwing that error. This means that Postgres didn't find a table named campaign. Let's unpack why. Case sensitivity in Postgres. In your SQL file, you created tables as campaigns. Unquoted, oh, okay. Entity Framework generates queries like this. Okay. Is asking for campaigns, capital C, but your DB only has lowercase, all lowercase. Postgres treats those as different, okay? Your SQL file mounted there. The directory is only executed the first time Postgres container initialize a fresh volume. If you've already done this, it won't work, so unless you've dropped the volume. Okay. Align entity framework with lowercase table names. Hold on, did we have that? Let me go. So I have this one. We're interested in this, and we're also interested in the where did it go? Where did this one? This one. So the way that we're building them, I really dislike this way of building. And if we're able to do it this way, I like this a lot better. I hate this. I hate this. I really hate this. Okay. Create tables with, so I can, if you want SQL to see the database, you must remove the old volume. So Postgres does this. Down V deletes the named volumes. Okay. So I'm going to say here is my function or my class that is doing the connecting between the C# and SQL. Also, as a follow-up question, I noticed that you seem to be connecting the two in a different way. Can you tell me about this one? So, like this. This way seems a lot more familiar to me, especially when I'm looking at like how Java did things. This one was just like, look at this, like has key. Okay, well that one kind of makes sense. That's a primary key. EID. Okay. It's just like, I don't know, kind of. And here, this campaign, I think that's the table name. Add, that's the table name. So all of these are actually going to be like campaigns, targeting rules, ads. And this one, oh no, this is the class type, okay? But then there's like a implicit translation that's going on between like pluralizing things like campaign to campaigns. And I hate everything about this. I want something which is exact. I want something that is like this. CAMPAIGNS. When I was initially doing this, I was so bent out of shape because I was upset that these names don't match this name and the entity framework just translates it. I dislike that immensely. Immensely. But the reason is because this has to be a class. This is a class, so we're creating an entity object. It's a general or generic class that we are making specific for another class. And so this is a C# class and it has to follow the C# naming conventions. Problem, right? Because the SQL and they have different naming conventions. This one is like a preprocessor, like directive almost. I don't think it's actually preprocessor directive. It's more of just like a runtime. It tells the runtime what to do. But you can actually say it correctly in there. I like that. Okay. So the way you're using now Fluent API on model creating, okay, in your AppDB context on model creating, you configure entities with Fluent API. Okay, I don't like this Fluent API. I'm just saying that right now, okay? I like the way that is standard, okay? Table, this is the table, this is what it's called. I like that, okay? Key, oh, look at this. Look at this. Perfect. It's not has key, okay? It's key because it's actually KEY. I like this. Required column here, name here. Look, everything is just is correct. It's just correct. Let's see. CPM bid. Where are we looking? That's going to be an ad, right? No, CPM bid here, 10 to 4, right? Like, amazing. Numeric. Although this says numeric, the other one says decimal, but okay. At least this one, like, makes sense. Now, centralized. All mapping logic lives in one place. Flexible, you can configure complex relations, indices, composite keys. Maybe we use it because we have to do the foreign keys. Oh, we have foreign keys there, though. Your SQL created tables in lowercase here. Entity core by default expects Pascal case here. To fix this, I can do something in here. Did I do two table? Hold on. What is this? Model builder entity. is this model builder? Or use data annotations. Okay. I'm actually just gonna ask it, like, where do I put this? Where should I put this? While that's doing its thing, I'm going to quit out of this because we're gonna have to rerun it anyways. Okay. Okay. Come on. You put those lines inside of my onModelCreate method in appdb context, which is here. I have a block like this, yes. Entity targeting roles, yes. Okay. So this is like base on model. Okay. Here. So now what we're gonna do is we just do this Docker compose up, and it should reflect those changes. Okay. Are we okay? Ooh, I don't like the look of all that. Oh, okay, that's Kafka. That's fine. I don't care. Okay. So now we come here. Well, where did my other terminal go? Whatever. Let's go find that other one, which was the curl command. That's what we're looking for. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Here we are. Okay, so paste you into there and do this again. All right, so we got another error. Do we get any kind of like interesting errors, or are we still having a bad day? All right, so we'll just copy this and paste that into there. Let it do its thinking. Is it done? No, it's still not done yet. All right. So log confirms the same root cause is still here. Okay, campaigns does not exist. I did that though. I did it. Okay. Maybe I need to do the other one. Hold on. Do I need to rebuild it? Because I thought that it rebuilds every time that I do the Docker. Where's the one that is like combined? Docker build bit engine. Okay. I'm gonna do this one. I thought it built it every time. I need to look at the Docker file. Maybe it doesn't. But then we will, let's see, once it comes on up, we should be able to, let's query this to see if it's working. Okay, so it is working. So it means that I should be able to just do up here and see about this. Okay, so we still get that error. Is it the same one though? Yeah. I think it's the same one. Saying ID does not exist, but okay. One more thing, if you've already ran the Postgres container once and the init script didn't run because the volume existed. Okay, let's just try this. So we come here and we'll just run this. So we exit out of everything, we run these two commands like this, and then see what happens. All right, let it do its fun stuff. Okay. So now, clear out of this and try it again. Internal error. All right. Command timeout. Iterating over results. Okay, C ID does not exist. Okay. After adding the lines to associate, okay, whatever, and doing the down V and building it, I am getting this error. Just this error. Okay. This looks like a lot. Okay. So is now correctly querying for lowercase here, okay, but is still projecting ID and advertiser ID. Hold on. No. See, this is why it's bad if you just make stuff up. I'm not meaning me. Now, normally, I'm the one to blame. This time, I actually can kind of like say, hey, it wasn't me, because I was complaining endlessly. You can go back and I don't know, I've been making a lot of videos, but 5 videos ago, 6 videos, I can't remember when we created this. I remember I was complaining endlessly about how I hated that it's translating, because think about this, okay? It makes it plural. Well, guess what? English doesn't have a standardized rule for what plural is. What is the plural of octopus? I don't even know. Is it octopi? Is it octopuses? I have no idea. Okay, what birds, cups, and buildings. I'm trying to think of one that's a different one, but it's not standardized. Person, people. Okay, this one isn't even a prefix or a suffix. This one you just change the entire word. A person, people. I hate this. I hate that it just translates it. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And then now we're just like different casing. I want to be able to like say you are this. Okay. But we're still projecting here. Okay. Yeah. That is so annoying. All right. This option B is looking better and better as the day goes by. Okay, let me just try this. Well, let's try it. So model builder, all of this, okay. And we have to turn off inline suggestions. Okay, got that. Okay, so what are we looking at? We're looking at this one. So right here. Nope. Like that. Okay. So now what I want to do is just come like this, and I can paste this one in here. And then I can come and paste this one in here. And then I can come and paste this one in here. Okay. And then I can come and tab these over. Come on. And tab these over and tab these over. Okay. Like this. Now, the second question is, do I need to rebuild my bid engine project again, or will Docker compose up, build it, or compile it for me? Compile a new one for me. Okay. And we're gonna have to give the actual Docker compose. So the Docker file is here, and I'm copying over the files, and then I do .NET restore. Okay. And then this project. I'm not sure if that, like, here's .NET build, right? So I'm gonna come here, paste that into there, and go. Let it do its thinking. I should have gotten some coffee before I started this video. It's short-sighted, you see. Okay. Oh, other side. Come on. Oh, okay. So what are we doing here? Docker compose up starts containers from existing images. If the image already exists locally, it won't rebuild your project. It only rebuilds if you change the Docker compose YAML in a way that invalidates the image. Okay, so Docker compose build explicitly builds using your Docker file. No, right. Runs through all steps. Okay, fine. We have to do that. So why does it do that though? The image already exists locally. So what do you mean? What do you mean by this? So my Docker file, first stage, compiles it here. This means the compiled DLLs are baked into the image. If my code changes, you must rebuild the image. Okay. What do you mean by this? Can you walk me through the concepts and stages so I know exactly how this is operating? Okay. I'm going to copy these, put that into there, then we can paste that, do this, and then we have both running at the same time. we're able to chill for a second. Okay. So let it do its thing. Now we should, this is also done. So let's look through the concepts. So images versus containers. Image, okay, right, I remember this. Images versus containers. I'm gonna get my jacket on. Oops, stepped on it. Ugh. Okay. Here we are. So we are looking at images. So an image is a snapshot of my application and all its dependencies, like compiled binary and environment. Okay. Compiled binary and environment. A container is running that instance. My Docker file defines how to build it. Docker compose up runs containers from those images. Okay, so right. Okay, the Docker file creates an image, and then the compose file builds the image into a container. Okay, so Docker file stages. Your Docker file has two stages. Builder stage copies your source code, runs .NET restore, .NET build, .NET publish, produces compiled DLLs in app, okay? Runtime stage copies the published DLLs to the builder and sets the runtime, okay? Runs .NET build DLL. And we can see that from this one, it'll say DLL. Bit engine, should say entry point or something like that, right? I thought I saw entry point. Hold on a second. Oh, here it is. Okay. It looks for an existing image with the right name. If the image exists locally, it just starts the container. Okay, so it already has all of those DLLs. It already has everything in the image, and it starts up a new image. Docker compose build forces a rebuild of image using your Docker file. Runs through all the steps needed whenever you change your C# code. Okay. All right, fine. Come here and do this. Still an internal error. Oh, and this one's forever. Oh my goodness. We messed it up even more. Okay. Can I do this? This wasn't too long. Okay. This log indicates two primary issues. Add bit engine. Repeated database queries, cache miss, okay, performance issues. The system repeatedly logs cache miss for active campaigns. This suggests the bid engine is attempting to fetch campaign data from the database, but every bid evaluation instead of utilizing cache leads to unnecessary, okay. The campaign class has a collection of add objects here. The add class has a navigation property When you try to serialize object, it attempts to serialize its ads. Each ad then attempts to serialize its parent. Okay. Okay. All right. Can you guess what time it is? Attempt to bring this project up with Docker and send a post request of what was it? Control Command C, I think. Nope. It's not gonna be it. What was it? Okay. Nope. Okay, awesome. I love it when the terminal just never works. That's great. That's cool. Okay. Maybe later. Just stop. And fix the errors. Okay, there we go. Okay. I should be able to go on. Yep. I'm trying to move this over because it's... Alright, my computer is... Yep, do whatever you want. Allow, that's fine. There we go. It's too large right now. Okay, well, my computer is freaking out because there's too much processing going on, I think. But anyways, we're just gonna have to live with this slightly big one. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Can I do it now? Oh, okay, here we go. There we go. So it's working in here, okay. Yep. Let's check what our 14%, okay. Okay. Yes. All fine. 204. So that's a new thing. That indicates that it was actually working, right? Campaign.cs, so it just changed something. It changed here, changed there. Okay. Summarizing conversation. And then we'll have to go in and look at what the changes were, and we'll read the conversation history. Then we'll try it out for ourselves and see if it worked. So. All right, how many from the start to the end? How many did we? Okay, so 14% now. Is it gonna tell me? Let's see. Well, that's the same, right? It took one out and left one in. Okay. That's it? That's the only change that happened there? Fine. Sure, keep you. Using serial as a... Okay, fine, keep. Okay, who are you and what's going on here? Oh, that was my comment. It's like keep. Okay. Sure. All of that. That's what I did right there. And then where's the other one? The one that they just did the exact same thing. Okay, whatever. It's somewhere there. Is it still going? Did it not work? Just do it. Just fix it. Okay. So now, oh my goodness. Okay, so we have a lot. Let's come here. And do the two Docker commands that it told us to do. These two, right? Like that. And then we need to go back to our terminal and rerun this command. So clear, and then just press up. Got it. Okay, we got it. There it is. That is our ad. Okay, let's try to come in here and see what we did. I mean, so far out of this project, my least favorite thing is the interaction with the databases, just because it's just made up. Well, you just make it up. There's no actual translation. Well, there's a translation, but it's like, what's it doing? Who knows? There is no rules because the English language doesn't have rules based off of how it's going to make things plural or about capitalization, right? Like none of the, I don't like any of this, okay? So perfect, the services was rebuilt, the sample post now returns a winning bid. My next step is to add unit and integration tests for campaign server. Did it add integration tests? Hold on. Oh, dang. Did it actually? Hold on. Where am I? Campaign cache. Okay. Oh, good. Good. It didn't. Okay. I didn't see that those were folders. I thought that they were like uh, tests. And I was looking here and I thought that I was on a test. And I was like, oh no, it built it. And I was like, I wanted to do it myself. But okay, cool. Okay. And do this unless you want a different action. Okay, whatever. Rebuild the bid engine. Okay, reran that. Commands I ran. Yep. Observed results. Okay. The original 400 from post was due to an incorrect request body. Let me check the tokens, by the way. Okay, we're at 14. So, using the incorrect body, using placement instead of placement ID, using the correct JSON camel case placement ID, returning the bid. Okay, the serialization fix, JSON serialize options with reference handle ignore cycles and campaign can serve logic changed. Both applied before the rebuild. The endpoint now returns an expected winning bid from seeded data. Add unit tests here. Add integration tests. Address EF multiple collection including. Okay. Let's save our work. Okay. So git add git commit minus m. So used agentic Copilot to solve what did we actually like connection, how do you describe that? To solve connection or SQL Postgres connection issues. As of now, project successfully communicates with post request to get an advertisement. Sure. Git push origin main. Okay. There's that. Ooh, what's going on here? Off you go. Ah, go away. Okay. So I would like a place to actually put that example. I'm just going to come in here and maybe just do a, there should be, okay, in like the README or something, an example, but I'm just going to do the one that worked. I know that this one works. I'm just going to put it in. Not you. Where's my curl command? Here it is. Here it is. This is probably not the right place to actually put it, but that's going to be fine. Okay. I just want to have something in there. There we go. Okay. Awesome. So that way it'll be easier for us in the future. Okay. So what I want to do is take a break and come back and keep working on this project. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, that would be awesome. I'd love to have you around on this journey. And yeah, thank you for watching. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and see you in the next video.